Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here is the Prince of Discs, or the Prince of Pentacles. This is an idea that you've been working very diligently. This is the energy that says you've been really focused on consistency in your life, right? Doing things with intention, doing things with effort. Let's put this into some context, because this is a really fixed earth energy. You know, this is a person with a plan that is sticking to it, nose to the grindstone, the builder, right? This is someone reliable, someone consistent. Now, let's see if this energy is you. It could be a Taurus person in your life, but let's take a look there. We've got some fire energy coming out now. Oh, we've got a reversed Hanged Man. Interesting. I don't read reversals. I don't keep any cards in my deck reversed. I don't intentionally misshuffle or anything like that in order to get reversals. So when something comes out this way, it's kind of it's a rare occasion, I'll say that. Anyway, some good fire energy here with the water in the background here. And then we see the Temperance card, perhaps tempering us a little water-fire balance. Let's see. We got a little bit of air here and then more air. Yeah, I feel like maybe there's a disagreement. I feel like there's a disagreement here with someone, maybe. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set it aside. We'll put Alien, Simon, Mork, Ripley right there on top. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, Libra. All right, so no peeking. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay? If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments down below. Let's do it as a collective exercise in our intuition. Okay? I think it'll be fun. Let's take a look around the room again, because we do have our major arcana right here as sort of an overarching force. We have the Hanged Man, Temperance, and we have the Strength or Lust card. And then we've got some more fiery kind of cards here too, right? Because the Lust or Strength card, that's Leo, that's fire. This is the Sagittarius card, that's fire. And then we have these three fire cards. The only water we have is the water that the Hanged Man represents, okay? We have our air and we have our earth in these two positions. Now, it could be that you are doing something very consistently. With the, like I said, with the Prince of Pentacles, you are stable, you are steady, you are a reliable person. You know, you show up every day. Whether this is a work thing, a relationship, a family, a friendship, whether this is, it could be a love relationship, but I don't know that there's any romance here. It doesn't look like it from these cards, but it could be resonating that way with you. The point is that you're consistent. You show up every day, you do the work, right? Could be a school thing, right? It kind of feels like a friendship or something to me, or someone that I feel that you're close to, but not in a romantic way. Okay, could be family, I guess. But it has this, kind of has this undertone of business or of some sort of collaboration or project that you're working on. Okay. And I think you've been very consistent. You've got this Taurus-style energy about you, where it's kind of, you're sticking to the tried and true. This is a card that says things have worked this way in the past, and you're going to continue working it this way. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But I think somebody is bringing a challenge to you. This is a Five of Wands, and this is saying that you might have to defend this aspect of yourself. You might have to defend your methods, right? Not justify them necessarily, although we do have our air cards here. But I almost feel as if somebody is trying to get you to do things a different way, and it could be a Sagittarius or a Leo person, maybe. But there's some sort of challenge to your fixed earth energy, okay? And this really could be something that you're struggling with internally. Now, maybe it's coming from an outside source, right? Maybe somebody is kind of prompting you to think about this a little bit, right? Because we do have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, right? And I don't know if this is coming from outside or if it's coming from something internally, but I think you're wrestling with something. I think, especially with the Five of Swords here, you're beginning to reconsider your methods or the way you're doing things or the way you're approaching something. Maybe it's becoming too routine, right? Maybe this is the card that says we need to perhaps raise the bar, raise the standard. Perhaps we need to push the goalpost out a few hundred yards, right? Maybe this is the energy that says, I want more out of what I'm doing, right? Maybe we are realizing that we want to extend our reach, that we want to reach for more, you know? Especially when we look at this Hanged Man here, because this is in the position of what's behind you or kind of what the motivation is here, right? These are some of the issues that you're bringing into the reading today. Usually the Hanged Man is facing downwards, right? Sacrificing something for the good of the business, the good of the whole, the good of the relationship, or whatever it is. Knowing what you have to give up in order to have success in this endeavor, okay? The willingness to sacrifice of myself for the sake of what I'm doing. Yeah. But rather than this card being the usual way, this card is now in this kind of attitude of victory, right? Emerging from the waters, kind of transformed. So I wonder if there is or was a moment for you where you came to the realization that you don't want to sacrifice your aspiration, your desire, your emotion, your will, right? Your enjoyment of this. I wonder if this is really a switcheroo that says you've sacrificed enough. Now it's time to go after what it is that you truly desire, okay? And I'm not trying to jump around too much, but this Five of Swords is kind of, it's kind of poking me in the eye as I'm doing the reading. And this is a feeling like, this is almost a feeling of giving up. It's almost a feeling of, well, I can't make the most out of this. I can't have what I really need. There's this, maybe this pressure on you. We do see the fire energy, maybe, putting some pressure on this Prince of Pentacles. Maybe there is some pressure on you to keep things going in this consistent way, but you're maybe looking for something different. You're looking to to branch out, to reach for something different, reach for something new, or to expand on this, right? So with the Hanged Man, I feel like you did a lot of self-sacrifice. I feel like you have, let's say, suffered for your art a lot. But now we're emerging from that suffering very appreciative of what we've been through, right? It was a good experience to learn about sacrifice and suffering for the sake of your art, you know, as a metaphor. But now I feel like we're emerging from that period of time with an attitude that's kind of, that's ready to just to go out and take what we want. You know, it's a big change from this water energy into this fire energy. And I wonder if maybe the pressure that's on you, I wonder if there is pressure from someone else in your life that is kind of prompting you, like I said, prompting you to reevaluate this fixed earth energy. You know, it could be that there is pressure as well to stick with the fixed energy, to don't make any moves, don't make any innovations, keep doing what you're doing, but you have this impulse to do something else, right? If everybody is telling you you got to keep doing exactly what you're doing the way you've been doing it, that no change is available to you, well, that's enough to frustrate you. Right? And I think the Five of Wands is the frustration. This is the will to say, oh yeah, I can't change, watch me. And then the Five of Swords is kind of that, is that energy that says, oh, I can't change, I can't do anything different. Oh yeah, you're right. You know, we have two, they're both very active energies, but one is a kind of an active defeat and one is an active win. And I think we need to be careful which one we lean into. The idea here is balance, right? And Libra, you know about balance. With the Art or Temperance card up above everything, this is kind of the blending of the fire and the water, the ability to restrain our active fiery energy. That feeling of, oh yeah, watch me, you know, and then we kind of go into an extreme. And I need to take a sip of my, I've been drinking vitamin water, not the brand vitamin water. It's like an immune booster kind of drink there with vitamins and stuff in it. Anyway, back to the Art or Temperance card. We're not looking to go to either extreme, either complete self-sacrifice or complete fiery, selfish, I'm going to go take what I want kind of attitude, right? So we need to temper the path of the dove. On the path of the serpent, we first of all need to get over this Five of Swords, right? This idea that, yeah, you're right, I can't or I shouldn't do anything different. This is a lot of negative internal monologue, right? We're really telling ourselves we can't, we shouldn't, I won't, it's not going to happen, I shouldn't do this, I'm not going to do this. We need to get over that because we're starting to feel more of this five, okay? And even in the Five of Wands itself, it's this idea of regulating that kind of impulsive ambition. You know, that feeling of, oh yeah, watch me, I'm going to go and I'm going to take what I want. You know, it's almost like, don't dare me to do it because I'll do it. Which is good energy, but we need to regulate it, right? We need to get a bit of a handle on it. And that's the Art or Temperance card. It's using a little bit of this idea of sacrifice, of yielding, of kind of going with the flow, and it is kind of still with the fixed energy because water and earth are both the magnetic elements, right? So they're kind of like just settling in where things work, and then it's just flowing as it is. You have a little bit of this fire energy to balance this out. We don't want to go to an extreme of the fire energy, right? Down below, we've got that extreme. We've got that Two of Wands. And this is internally, I think you're holding on to this belief that the world is yours for the taking. That success is yours for the taking, right? And this is a good attitude to have. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be tempered. And that's why directly opposing it at the top is the Art or Temperance card. But this is a big test. This is a moment of a big kind of challenge for you. I think in some ways Spirit is testing you, right? To see what you're going to do. And there is kind of this idea here of, you know, are you able to maintain a balanced kind of central path, or are we going to some extreme of our our choices here. Okay. And the Two of Wands kind of signifies that the extreme choice, where it almost feels that it's all or nothing, that it's full force pedal to the metal, or it's complete hanged man, sacrificing, suffering, and not not pursuing what we want to pursue. Because again, I think the Prince of Pentacles energy is very steady. It's making progress. You're getting things done. You're showing up every day. You're being consistent. But I feel like you want more. And you want more not in a sentimental, emotional, watery kind of way, but in this fiery, passionate way. And this is that lust or strength card in the future. This is kind of the other extreme, right? This is literally beast mode. Going out and literally taking what you want, not caring about anything else. There's a lack of consideration in this card. This card needs to be balanced, okay? With that water energy, with water generally, with love and compassion, right? And understanding the needs of other people, right? Being able to be a little selfless, where this card is extremely selfish, right? So it's important that we're careful with what we do next, okay? And make sure that we're doing something balanced. Because I think if we go to this extreme, it might feel good for the moment. It might be that just surge of passion and ambition. But then I think reality will set in and we'll kind of think, wow, I really tied one off last night and did some things I didn't mean to. Especially with this being the future card. This is kind of the one outcome. We're kind of headed in this direction, right? We're headed in this direction, but we need to, instead of just following this impulse straight through to this lust or strength card, we need to do the path of, we need to kind of invoke the spirit and do the vertical path and get the balance that we need. Now we're going to move to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave me a comment. I love to hear from all of you, all right? I appreciate you all. Okay, Five of Swords. This is, well, this is a little bit of a check on this Five of Wands, right? Because the impulse is to go Five of Wands directly into this lust card. But our mind says, wait a minute. I don't think that's for me. Now, the problem with the Five of Swords is that really if it goes to its own extreme, we're right back in the water. We're right back in this idea of not caring for ourselves, really, right? Complete self-sacrifice. So we have to be careful with this card, too. We need a little bit of this air energy. We need to think things through, but too much of this, and we're going to be right back in that water. Okay? Right back in that, suffering for the sake of the group, right? To an extreme. I know that's a very popular energy, right? The complete self-sacrifice and selflessness. And yes, some of that is good, but an extreme in either direction, I think, is not going to be very appropriate, right? It's not going to be very wholesome, let's say. So the Five of Swords needs to be altered a little bit, right? It needs to be altered a little bit. Because the way this card is, it says I can't, I shouldn't, I'm not going to, lust or strength card. This is a self-defeating kind of energy, right? It says that what your impulse is wrong. You're not going to do it. This behavior, I'm not going to allow this behavior to manifest, right? But what we need to do is not get rid of the energy, but we need to put spirit back on top, right? We need to add in that fifth element and put this on the top of the other elements rather than it being down below this way. And to do that, I think we should use one of our Language of Flowers cards. And these are just a few affirmation cards that we can use to try to counteract this Five of Swords a little bit. The Forget-Me-Not. remembrance. Memories and the past hold the key. Well, that's kind of interesting, right? The forget-me-not. Memories and the past hold the key. That's the Hanged Man, right? So the way that we can kind of achieve this balance is to not forget where we've been, not forget what this Hanged Man period was like for you, right? And I don't know all the details to that. It could be that it was an intense period of sacrifice and suffering and not enjoying the fruits of your labors, you know? So if we can remember where we were, then maybe we can put Spirit back on top. Let Spirit take the wheel here. And use our mind, use our intellect to say, yes, I'm going to move forward in a more, I don't like saying selfish way, but a more self-possessed way, a more self-assertive way. I'm not going to go to either extreme. I'm going to strive for balance, which is what we see with the Two of Swords at the end. That's the balance. That's peace, right? Peace of mind. But to get there, we've got to remember where we were, and we've got to go through the rest of the path here. The three of Wands, right? This is integrity. This is your character. This is you making the right choices in private and in public, right? What is integrity? Is that having the same response or the same behavior or making the same decisions whether or not anyone's watching, right? Doing the same thing if you're alone that you would do if you were in public and people could see you, right? Making the same consistent choices. So we're not completely abandoning our consistency, right? We're striving for a balance. And this card's in the position of your environment. So this is like we still have to maintain an appropriate relationship with other people in our lives, but we have to assert ourselves and strive for that balance. Maybe that Hanged Man is just kind of letting people walk over you, right? Always showing up, but who shows up for you, right? The Hanged Man could mean a lot of things, and I don't want to get into that because that's in the past. We're thinking of forward motion, right? So this is the idea here that we still need to be consistent for people in our lives, but we can speak up and we can demand that other people treat us fairly or appropriately, and if they don't or they can't, then we have the strength to move on. Okay? I think this really is what it's all about, the way other people treat you, right? Not so much the way you treat other people, but we don't want to go to the extreme where we're the ones taking advantage of others, right? But yet we don't want the other side of that, and we don't want to be the one that other people are taking advantage of or taking for granted or using as a doormat, right? So the Three of Wands is very, very necessary. This is kind of a card that says treat other people the way you want to be treated. But if they don't return the favor, then they got to go. They don't need to be in your life, right? This is making the right choices, even if they're difficult. This is having the confidence to know that what you're doing is correct for you, according to your set of principles, your own kind of moral compass, if you will, right? Now, the Ace of Pentacles here in the position of what we don't want. Well, there's a reason why we're consistent. There's a reason why we show up every day. There's a reason why we're always there for people, because we don't, maybe we don't want to just be isolated and alone. We don't want to be an island, right? This card kind of looks like it is alone. It is an island. We also don't want to completely scrap what we've built in life. Friendships, family relationships, business things, whatever it really pertains to. We don't want to start over. We don't want to start from scratch. We don't want to tear all of this down. We don't want to be alone and isolated, right? So that's why this card is in this position, what we don't want. But we need this. We need to have the will, the ability to start over if we have to. Yeah, we don't want to. We're going to try really hard to not let it come to that. But we need to be able to take the appropriate next step, no matter how difficult it is. There's a reason why there's no other water energy here. Because it's not a time to be sentimental or too yielding. This is a time for you to strive. Striving for balance, but striving to get your needs met, to get what you want, to really have the kind of relationships that you want, the kind of experience of life that you want, and not be, you know, what some might call a doormat, right? So we need the ability to do the difficult thing. We're going to try not to have to start over, but we know that we're strong enough to do that if that's what it comes to, right? And build new relationships. We got the Two of Swords at the very end here. This is the balanced mind. This is peace of mind. This is kind of not even following the mind, right? This is transcending the intellect a little bit, transcending this. This is really, the Two of Swords here, to me, really comes from that top point of the 5, right? Because when we put spirit back on top, when we try to follow our intuition, follow our moral compass, you know, follow what we feel is right, then I think it's not really a matter of having to debate and decide. It's not like we have a million choices in front of us. There's one transcendent choice, right? This is the perception of the one right thing to do, and it's not really through an intellectual figuring, right? We don't really have to do the math on it. This card, excuse my voice today, this card is more about intuition than intellect, okay? So it's rising above the duality of, or the multiplicity of choices, and knowing what the right thing to do is. The most correct thing. There's not one absolute truth. There's not one absolute right thing to do. But in every moment, in every choice, there is the most correct, right? There's the, perhaps we could say, the least incorrect choice. And that's following your intuition. Let's look at the mystery card now. Yeah. Let's see what this is going to reveal to us. I think I know what it's going to be. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments, okay? What I'm anticipating here, just like we have the Ace of Pentacles here, I think Ace of Cups, right? Because we need to get more water energy in, but not the same kind of water. See, the Hanged Man is all water all the time, too much water. It's sunk to the bottom, right? And of course, when the Hanged Man comes out its usual way, we're sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into the water. More and more stuff is, you know, the depth is increasing, the pressure is increasing, and we're just sinking down, down, down. But here we're emerging from the water. We're kind of being baptized, and now we're ready for this fire. But we need water still too, right? I mean, that's part of the message of the Art or Temperance card, is that we have to have balance. So we don't just want fire, right? We want water, we want love, we want compassion, we want connection. We want to feel like we're enjoying what we do, we're enjoying life, that we're making deep connections, that we have joy and bliss in our lives, that we have love, that we have meaning and purpose, right? We want those feelings, yeah. So I think Ace of Cups. Let's see what we got. It's an Ace of Cups. It's an Ace of Cups. And this is the source of all of that joy. This is what we're really after, right? We're not after world domination, right? We're not after manipulation. We're not after these kind of selfish ends. We want our meaning. We want our purpose. We want our love back, right? We want to be able to enjoy what we do and enjoy our relationships and get out of that Hanged Man water and start finding the real spiritual well of spiritual nourishment, right? Of emotional healing, of having the right kinds of relationships and forging those strong spiritual emotional bonds with people. So we're getting love back in our lives, but to get that, we've got to be the fire for a little while. We've got to have the right balanced kind of fire that says, this is what I want. You want your Ace of Cups. You know what you want. And we have the strength to bypass anything or anyone that isn't leading us to our goals. Not only our practical goals, our physical life goals, but the emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and you know, the intuitive goals. The more subtle goals, right? The unseen goals, I guess. Oh, I like this. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, click on the link up here in the corner. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, so you can cross-watch, you check your other placements. New readings for Libra every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. I go on air every day at 6 a.m., so I hope you'll come back and join me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Again, it doesn't cost anything, right? It's totally free. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.